All right, how about now?
Okay, let's see.
It said that my broadcast was like muted.
Oh, I think
Uh,
we're good.
okay, can you hear yourself?
Okay, yeah, we're good. We're
All
good. It's
right, we're
working.
good. We're
It's
good.
working.
All right, cool.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, that's so strange. Okay,
Yeah, we're back in
so
business.
first
Wait,
thing we're gonna do is go ahead.
do you want to repost the stream? Let me see.
Yeah, I can redo that. I
Here,
don't know if I did.
I'll do it. I
You
have it
got
real
it.
quick.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so first things I want to go over is just how we came up with the divisions. When we rebooted last year, I think that everyone kind of enjoyed that most divisions were evenly stacked, so that way you didn't have just one guy leading the division every season and kind of giving no hope for other people to ever see the playoffs, and kind of killed
Yeah,
their
exactly.
morale for their team and everything as well. So when I came through the divisions, I tried to stack it as much as I could with about as even as I could. They're not perfect, but I wanted to in each conference have an elite division, a second tier division, and then just kind of like the mid level guys, more casual, and then a division that was kind of the bottom feeders. I'm not gonna say which ones are which to talk anybody. That young, if you want to do that, you can. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Jay Stopper will have some things to say about that tomorrow. But the NFC East, I went through that already. We've got Young's favorite Madden player, Javi. Uh,
Oh man, I don't even know how he's in the league.
he's gonna get the Cowboys because he'd asked for it before. So
Why does
it
he get
kind of
the? Wait, how come Shango doesn't get the Cowboys? Is Shango coming
well,
back? By the
well,
way.
Shango is coming back, but I wanted to cycle it through. A-Bomb had it, then Jay Stopper had it the year before. I had it in the
Jeez.
reboot. So I just kind of didn't want one person to hog that one team.
I
So
mean,
then,
it was okay. To be fair,
yeah, I mean,
the
Shango
teams
had
you
it every year when I first
okay.
joined. Like,
Well. To be fair, it was like a USFL tradition where this guy always gets Cowboys, and I think Ricky's the one that messed that up the first time. And I don't know who he put in the Cowboys instead, but it's always been a tradition. I would have liked to see Shango back at the Cowboys, but whatever. That's your decision, not mine.
I mean, when I talked to him, he was like a-okay with whatever, and I kind of gave him leeway of kind of picking his division and what team he wanted. So he didn't care. So as long as he didn't care, I
Fair
was
enough.
cool with
Fair
it.
enough. Fair enough. What do I know?
Uh, and then I gave the Eagles to my boy HD because he's an Eagles fan, and he kind of falls in line with on the same level as these other guys, where he's right around there in the mix of being a wild card playoff team. If he
HG's
gets,
been here for a while, right? Like for years,
yeah,
few years.
yeah, he's
Okay.
the old man.
Yeah. I remember him. He was never that good. I don't think he ever beat me.
um, and then I have, I think, either Javi's cousin or relative or friend, Always Slider. He was with us last year. He's going to take over. He asked for the Commanders, but he said he may switch. And then the fellow commission Map basically pick up the scraps. He hasn't told me if he's switching teams or what, but he'll either be the Commanders or Giants.
Bro, Map is gonna sweep that division. I don't know how good Javi's brother, cousin, uncle, whoever he is, how
Well,
good he is. I
Javi,
don't know.
yeah, I would say like Javi would get hot and do well like for streaks in the season, and then just blow it to like random crappy teams. And
Oh, of course,
he
he's
was
not that good.
yeah, he had like a four game lead, I think, in the playoff race with Jay Stopper at one point, and just completely folded and didn't make
Jay
the
Stopper getting
playoffs.
lucky. Nothing new.
Yeah, he didn't make the playoffs in any of them, any of the years.
Wait,
So
he had a four-game lead and he still didn't make the playoffs?
yeah, he like
Oh
completely
man,
folded versus everybody.
that
I mean,
stinks,
he
bro.
did pick himself to be in the division with me, Baker, and A Bomb. So he picked to be in the division. So he kind of
Bro,
set himself up.
honestly, NFC East feels like a cakewalk. See, Map has always been the most mid player to me. Like, Map is like he'll go like a good 9-8, 10-7. Like, and if he makes playoffs, he makes playoffs. Always losing the wild card. So, I think I have Map win this division, but NFC East ain't going nowhere.
I think it also depends, like depending on what the meta will be as far as how overpowered quarterbacks
That's
are, things
true.
like that. Like if
Yeah,
one
I
of those
don't know
guys
that.
gets that could change it. Um, the NFC North, I don't think you're gonna know any of the people in the North. Um, so I'll just go over that. So I had my guy Prunk, Chris is his real name. He's gonna take the Bears again unless he chooses to relocate. I think he wanted to stick with the Bears. He came in last year, so you would have met him last year. He almost got me suspended. The J Stop one I was to
Got
have
you
my head when I beat him 70 to
suspended.
nothing.
Oh man, dude, I got suspended one time for putting up that many points. I had Lamar that year, and they took him away for like 3 games.
To be fair, it was
Before,
mainly pick sixes, but then he was like, "You should have just kneeled," which is kind of silly. But he's
just
come a
J
long
Stop
way.
trying to
He's a
be
lot
on
better
it.
than that. And then I've got Bashi. I think that's how you say his name. He was the Cardinals in the reboot last year. He didn't pick a team, so he'll be whoever. Then I've got another relative or friend of Javi's. One of
Oh
your
my
your
God,
favorite people.
yeah.
Abel. He was the Bills last year. I do not think he won a game. So I'm surprised he's back, but I guess it's good that he decided to stick around. And
Yeah.
then then I have Don Antonio. He was the Raiders last year. I don't think he won a game either, but he did put himself in like his division with Hendricks, Cryo, and Rich, and he just got kept getting pummeled. But he wanted to be the Vikings, so that's the NFC North. I think everyone can kind of get the vibe of what this division is.
Yeah, that division sounds terrible.
It's it was meant to make it.
We're okay, like we're really gonna have one of those guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean it's good for them. I think it's better if you put one of those guys in a division where they're gonna go 0-16 every year. That's just gonna be a revolving door. So I'd rather like them all be in one division. It's just gonna make the regular season mean more. And whoever gets
Yeah,
them, whoever
sure.
whoever gets the 5 seed who misses the playoffs, like doesn't win their division, just gets a essentially a bye. But you never know. There could be an upset. I mean, Prunk beat me when he had like the two edge threats, so you never know.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
yeah.
not
I
likely.
guess.
It's not
I,
likely, but
I guess I see your philosophy here. I mean, have them all in one division and not get destroyed in a division with good people. I
yeah.
get
I
it.
mean,
Sure.
there's a lower division in each one. This is probably the lowest of them, and no offense to any of them, but some of them are new at playing league play and things like that, and some are just coming back from years off. So who knows? Maybe this year they'll be different.
How come I wasn't in that division? I was gone for a while.
I mean, if you ask you, you're a Super Bowl contender every year.
I mean, that's true, but I've been gone, like you said, for a while. So,
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna let like J-Stop always tries to skip out from being in your division, so I wanted to make
he
sure that you
does,
guys were
which
in the
is
same
true.
division.
He always runs. I'm not even talking about it. I'm not even talking about it. Just continue.
Okay. All right. So the NFC South. Um, this one I tried to again make it with guys that I felt all could be playoff or Super Bowl contenders in this one. So I have one of the teams will be Rah Rah, which is Jay Stopper's boy. He was the Saints when we first started, uh, and then he was like undefeated, lost in the playoffs, and then year two didn't go as well. But then he had some personal stuff and didn't come back when we rebooted. But he said he's
I have
back
no idea who
now.
this guy is.
Yeah, he's a wild dude, like just like straight character.
Really?
So
Never heard of him.
you've heard of him. He
Have I
was
really?
yeah. He's the same guy that also like remember we didn't hear from him 2 years ago and during the slow draft and it had been 24 hours and then someone who was over was the commission decided to skip him and then he showed up like minutes after we skipped him and he quit the league.
Oh, I remember that. Who was the one that skipped him? Was it Ricky? Probably was Ricky.
I don't know. I wasn't an admin at the time. I
Probably was
literally have
Ricky.
said it's a slow draft for a reason, but people get impatient.
Yeah, it's probably Ricky. Dude sucks.
So I know that that's Jay Stopper's boy, but I mean he was super active last year. He just had some personal stuff, so more than welcome to welcome
Yeah, we
him
get it.
back.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
Then I have after that I have A Bomb, who's
Oh my
in
God.
20 leagues, but he's he's always in the playoffs. He
Dude,
hasn't.
and that's what I don't understand. A-Bomb is like so bad that he's good. I always thought that about A-Bomb. Like he's not that good, but he's so bad that he's good. I don't really know how to make that make sense, but it's true. Um, I feel like anybody who loses this guy just sucks.
I mean, he did give Jay Stopper the Patrick Mahomes clone. So like, if he didn't get that, like I mean, we already know, like getting Mahomes is like ridiculous. Like Mahomes and Tyreek is just stupid. But
Yeah.
he's there every year. Like I don't know what else to say, except I don't. He's just I don't know if it's
He's
just
there
because
going 10
he
and
just has
7
so
every
many
year,
reps
sure.
too that like he has the same scheme every year and he has so much reps that it's just the same thing every year and he's solid.
I mean, he's basically a grandpa, so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, speaking of grandpas, I have the legendary grandpa of USFL slash RBL KK with his Falcons.
Of course, he's the Falcons.
I just feel like it's tradition. He's always the Falcons, and I've tried.
Tradition. You want to talk about tradition? What about Shango as Cowboys?
Shango, I wasn't sure if he was coming, so I've been working on this for months. This hasn't been something I just like did last night.
No, we get it. We get it. KK's
Um,
cool. He's good, I guess. I mean, not a contender in my opinion, but
he was in the
he's cool.
divisional
He's good.
round. I feel like every year last year. Like he had one game where I think he had the lead on Jay Stopper, and then like blew it at the end to where he could have been in the NFC Championship. And
No, like I mean, KK used to be really, really good. I actually had a really, really good playoff game with him about 4 or 5 years ago. Actually beat him, but it went down to the wire. Like I remember he threw a hail mary at the end of the game, and I got defensive pass interference at the 1 yard line, and he just ran the ball in for a touchdown, went to overtime, and I ended up beating him, of course. But yeah, he's pretty good.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I feel like he'll be able to compete with the other guys. The guy that I predict to win is going to be Cryo. He won a Super Bowl in here last year. The first year we did it when like RBL 1.0. I got him in there. I tried to find a spot for him. This was probably the best one that I could find because I know Ra Ra and A Bomb both generally play day games and like they're easy to schedule with. And I mean, he made it to Super Bowl 1 year. Other than that, he kind of lost to Rich or I think Hendricks maybe once. But I think he's on
Yeah.
the same. Like he's a notch above them, but not like maybe not world notches above them. But we'll see. You don't. I don't think you probably don't really remember him because you were in the AFC. He was in the NFC last
Yeah, I don't
year.
really remember
It was
guys.
his first
Couldn't
year.
tell you.
So then we'll go to the NFC West. This is probably, I think most people are going to say the hardest division is going to be in the league, at least on paper. So I'll have my boy Baker. He's going to be in the division.
Baker.
Yep. He won the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl in the reboot. And he was there every year, like close. Like me and him had
Baker's
super close
Baker's
battles.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baker, I want to apologize for last year. We didn't end up running SoFi. It's supposed to be me and you running SoFi. I
Yeah,
was
you
the
completely
Rams. You were
blew
the
that.
Raiders. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Life got in the way. Had to leave for a little bit, but that's my fault. That would have been fun repping SoFi, but it's all good.
Well, positive is that if you want to rep the same stadium now, you're going to have to go to Alaska. He's already made claims that he's moving whatever team. It doesn't matter what team he gets. He's going to
He's
move
going
him
to
to
Alaska.
Alaska. Yeah, he
All
wants to be
right,
the Snowhawks. So
interesting.
he's all in on that. And then I've got another fellow commissioner, Andrani. He actually doesn't want to be the Niners, but he's in the division. He's going to take the Seahawks. So that's
Okay.
he feels that he was robbed from Baker, and I felt a little bit of hostility between the two after their last playoff game. Even though you
Let me
know,
guess, Baker won.
I think Baker honestly like smashed him.
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. I was gonna say Adrani's not that good.
I don't know. Adrani beat me, so that was like a huge thing. And
I
then,
beat you.
well, I mean, I lose games. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, it happens.
I'm just saying that Johnny's not that good. That's the point I'm trying to get across.
Well, I'm saying he hadn't beat me the whole cycle, and then he finally
Yeah, you're
beat
right.
me. Yeah, he lost 38-17 to Baker. I don't know, maybe that wasn't the final or like something, but Baker
Huh.
beat Jay Stopper, uh, KK, and Andrani to get to the Super Bowl. So, and then Andrani
Yeah.
beat me. But anyways, they Baker won it last year, so I expect Baker to be good again. This year from the beta, he was like absolutely murdering people with running the ball with just simple inside zone and like I don't know what he was
Yeah.
doing, but like he was
Yeah.
just
I
getting
mean,
wide open alleys.
Baker's good. He'll probably come in the NFC every year. Honestly.
Yeah, so he's up there. However, the favorite is also in the division. He won, I think, two Super Bowls last year. That's Rich. He is new to the league from last year. He did have Josh Allen. Cryo and Hendricks both were kind of dogging on him, saying he wasn't that good if he didn't have Josh Allen. So it'll be interesting to see how he does because we only got one season with him when he had Dak, still an X Factor quarterback, but he lost in round one. So I'm interested to
Makes
see
sense.
how he does since Cryo's been on his case about that. So I still probably say he still has to be the favorite just because he's done it twice last year. But you never know. New
Oh man,
season, new
it's
teams.
gotta be Baker. It's gotta be Baker. The guy Josh Allen. Yes, he has to prove himself this year. I'll give
Yeah.
him that.
And I don't
Yeah,
know if
he does.
you remember the last guy in the division is another. I think it's Javi's nephew, AJB. Do you remember him?
Yes, I know who he is. He's been here for a long, long time.
Yep. Super.
I don't like him at all.
Okay. Well, he's a super cool guy. I'll give him that. At least to me.
I
I
disagree.
can't say what y'all had back when you before, but he he really improved this game each. I feel like each season, as long as he's like invested. So sometimes he's like, I don't care, I don't care. But as long as he's invested, like I've seen him
Hey,
show
but
that.
that's a pretty deep division though. That he's
Yeah.
he's, he's definitely coming in last
He's
place every time.
the thing is like he's beaten all of those guys before, and I feel like he's like close to it. Like he's beaten Rich before. He's been in the Super Bowl before last year, so you never know. He also beat me in the NFC Championship. That was a stunner, but
Wow.
I had the worst luck last year, and that's all it is.
Yeah, I get it. I
So
have that a lot too.
yeah, I mean, I had three straight conference championship losses,
Damn, that
all
sucks,
where I
man.
felt like I was favored, and I lost all of them. So
Bro, that's
it,
tough, man. That's
eh,
tough.
it wasn't meant to be. But
That's true.
that is the NFC. So if you had to pick, just looking at that, you think Baker is still going to be the favorite, even though I've
Baker's the
given you the
favorite.
rundown of what happened last year.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. Go ahead, Josh Allen. I know how good Baker is, cause like he used to beat up on me. Now last time that thing we played, I think I beat him. Don't quote me on that. But I think I think Baker is gonna run this whole conference. Certainly won't be A Bomb or Map or Javi or KK. It's gonna be Baker and probably one of those guys from his division. But Baker has a cakewalk every single year. The Super Bowl. Honestly, I'd be really disappointed in Baker if he doesn't make it every year.
This again, you're not giving Johnny any love here,
Andrade's
man.
not good. He's not good. I I will say it right now. Super Bowl year one is me versus Baker. I said it. I quote me on that. Me and
Okay.
Baker, first Super Bowl.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I could tell you that somebody like Andrani was guys tanked. I think season one of the reboot because they didn't want to play Andrani in round one because of how good his defense was. So two
Andrade's
guys,
not that good. I
two
I've
guys
never
faked
understood
out.
this. I've never understood this whole like thing with Andrade. He's never been good to me. Never been scared of him. I don't understand it. Maybe I just haven't figured it out and other people don't. But I've never thought of him as that good.
No, I mean we'll see. I mean
Maybe
we already know his
he
game
has something
plan.
to prove me. Yeah. Well, usually from what I remember, his game plan was draft anybody under 19,
Yep.
and um and just have a fast guy as a receiver and just throw bombs at him all game,
Yeah.
and just
Like
get lucky on defense.
Year one in that division, he's probably going to be like 4-13, like five
Oh,
and 12,
probably, yeah. He always sucks the first year, and then next
because
year,
he has to build them up. And the other guys, like I don't imagine like the other guys going super young. Like I feel like they're going to try to win because they know the division is tough.
yeah, no, you're right. I actually used to be in division with Indrani. I don't think he ever even won that division.
Do you want to talk a little bit about your, because you and J Stop are in the division? Do you want to give any words to J Stop to chew on, and you talk to him tomorrow?
Well, everyone knows the history I have with J-Stop, or at least most people do. I mean, there's nothing more for me to say that I haven't said already. He's not that good, overrated. Um, he's really like, he's not that good. And I'll tell you why, because the first year he was in here, this dude had like 8 force wins, made the playoffs, acted like he was good. The next year he didn't even make the playoffs. He got destroyed every single time. And that's why I've never been afraid of this guy. He's never been good. Yeah, he's beat me once. I mean, everyone's beat me at least once, right? But like he's not that good. He's really not that good at all. Like I don't understand how this guy makes play the Super Bowl or even won it. I think um, he's not good at all. All he does is he has a super old team always, right, with like high overalls. He doesn't really have a strategy when he builds his team. His only strategy is halfback toss, and just getting lucky. Honestly, like he always has a team with old players. Am I wrong?
No, no. Most of it's like the year one with Brees Hall. He had, I think, he led the league in not only interceptions, that was for the quarterback, but he also he led the league with receptions with his running back. Uh,
I'm telling you, man. He abuses that running back, and as a commish team, I'm not really a part of that, but I will be keeping tabs on him because this guy gets away with a lot of stuff.
well, last year he changed it because he had, well, once he got Tyreek, it was a streak to Tyreek on every play.
Yet, I forgot he had Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, and
See,
two
he's
drags,
not good.
two drags.
He's not good. He's not good. Trust me, he has no strategy when it comes to Madden. He just drafts whatever players are available to him. Doesn't really put in a strategy when he plays. He just plays the game. I take it back. His strategy is just using the running back and abusing it any way he can, and then calling out everybody else for breaking the rules or whatever. But he's not that good. He's not that good, and I guarantee you he won't win our division. I won't say who else is in our division, but he won't win. He won't. Never. Not even once. Matter of fact, he won't even beat me in Madden. Like this whole Madden season, he won't beat me.
I mean, it's possible, but
No, it's not. I'm guaranteeing it right now. He
I
won't
mean, you
touch
guys
me.
always kind of have close games though. So
The last like 4 or 5 games we played, I've won. Like I know that for a fact, whether he wants to admit it or not. Like the last 4 or 5 times I've seen him, because we were in the division too. Whenever I was playing last, he couldn't beat me. He beat me at first, but after that, he never touched me again. I mean, he likes to forget about that, but he's not better than me.
yeah, I can't. You guys were in the division in Madden 22. It was you. It was you, him, Chunks boy. There was somebody else. I'm trying to
Maybe
think of whoever the Commanders was. Maybe the Commanders wasn't nobody.
I
But I
was
mean,
the
you guys,
Giants, right?
you were the Giants, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, but I mean, those like you guys were always kind of like right there, neck and neck. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So if your name wasn't called, that means you're in the AFC. If you guys have any guess of what division you think you're in, or who you want to be in your team, against, let us know. Get some shit talking in the chat. But if you guys have any questions, we're gonna go over tomorrow. We'll probably go over some of the new like rules that we had implemented. We're gonna discuss some of the like draft classes, things like that, how we plan on handling it. But if you guys have any questions, just hit us up. You got anything else, Young?
Um. No, I'm excited for tomorrow though. With Jay Stopper, and it should be fun. Should be a good
It
time.
it
What
should be.
time are we thinking tomorrow?
I am good anytime after 8 Eastern. So y'all just gotta let me
Yeah,
know.
that works for me. That works for me.
I know Jay
We
Stopper's later, so we'll just have to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out tomorrow.
Okay, well, we will talk to you guys tomorrow then.
Alrighty.